That's right. Good Morning LaLa is going to be live this Friday from Groove Island on Catalina Island. And we have got the founder himself, Jason Buchema, in the house. Jason, this is going to be epic.
I agree.
But to no surprise, because for the past, 15 years, you've thrown some of the best parties across the globe.
Thank you.
Tell us about Wet Travel.
So I started it 15 years ago as a dream I had a dream to charter a cruise ship, which is around 2,000 people. I didn't have any money. I didn't know anybody in the cruise industry, but I had a dream of what it would be like to charter a whole cruise ship. And created a business plan to do that in 5 years. It took me 7 and chartered my first cruise ship. And I actually did 3 events in Catalina during that time, in 2013, 14, and 15, and I fell in love with the island. It's so beautiful, and just I love the people there that I worked with, and I always had this dream in that time to do a full-blown experience in Catalina, because it was such a teaser to bring a cruise ship there and be there from 9 to 5 and do something there. So I wanted people to really experience the island.
360 degrees of it, right?
Yes, exactly, to experience the whole island. So that was the vision of it, and it was created many, many years ago. And a few things happened, and the Catalina Island Company was gracious enough to host us in the island and the city, and it all kind of came together to be able to finally do it this year.
So what can people expect?
They can expect music, so there's a lot of music going on. Dance music, we have comedy, we have a magician from America's Got Talent. We have activities, excursions. Costume parties, yes.
I mean, that's one of the best parts about these cold groove experiences, right? Are the costumes. People are really embracing this.
Well, we need to know about this, because if we're going to be going over there, we're trying to get prepared. So what do we need to get prepared for?
So the one that I think is the one that I'm excited about is 100 years ago, Mr. Wrigley from Chicago bought the island of Catalina, and during that time
Wrigley Fields.
Of Wrigley Field, the Chicago Cubs actually used to do their spring training there for 30 years. Marilyn Monroe used to live on Catalina. The history in Catalina is incredible. And it happens to be this year was the 100 years from when he originally bought the island. And he built the casino, which is the world's largest circular ballroom, to be able to host big bands during the time, the popular music of that time. So in essence, we're kind of bringing what his original vision was for the island was the popular music of that time. We're bringing the popular music of this time to the island just as he did 100 years ago.
Fantastic.
Who are some of the artists you're most looking forward to seeing at Groove Island?
All of them. But my favorites, our headliners are Oliver Heldens, Sam Feld. Oliver just played at Life is Beautiful this past weekend in Vegas. Sam Feld. I love underground music as well, so Chus and Ceballos and Anthony Atala. And Mark Knight is one of my favorites. He's from Tool Room Records in the UK. So they're artists from the Netherlands, UK.
It's got to be stressful. I mean, what's the business? I mean, kind of
right?
It's like getting 100 people to an event is like, this is a whole, what is it like? How much time does it take you to put together something like this?
Generally, we have a year to put it all together. So for the cruises, we're looking at 2021 now. But for this event, we got approved in February, I think. So it's been a bit of a condensed time frame. However, we are estimating around 4,000 people that'll be there throughout the weekend. So it's definitely.
Where do they stay? They don't even have 4,000 rooms.
They have around.
There's a boat and a helicopter.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
It's going to be a serious EDM fest. You know, Jason, though, one of the things though that I really admire about the Wet Travel Company is the foundation. Can you speak to that a little bit?
So since I started the company, I've always had a component to give back and to give money to charity, percentage of funds to charity. And I got the feeling that the money wasn't going to the end user, which was the kids in Africa that have lost their parents to AIDS. And I wanted to create something where 100% of the money donated that's given to the 501c3 that we have called Wet Foundation goes to the actual end user. So we've worked with orphanages in Mexico and Jamaica and so forth like that. And actually we have programs in Miami as well. And we really work to excite their life. So wet is that an actual word. WHET means to excite or to stimulate in the dictionary. So that's what we do with these kids. We've actually brought kids from an orphanage on a cruise ship before. And I remember, I'll never forget this. There were 20 of them, and you can't even take photos of them because they're all protected. And we were able to get Carnival Cruise Lines to approve it. Brought them on the ship. They were freezing because they'd never felt air conditioning before. They were freaking out in the elevator because they'd never been in an elevator before. And then they're sitting at the table to eat, and they're like, "Why do I have 3 forks?" And just really, really simple things that we just kind of take for granted. And it was very humbling, for sure. So we're so lucky and grateful to live the lives that we do. And I think that and giving back is when you're most alive inside. So I'm always very,
so good.
have that mindset, a service mindset. And the whole business of wet travel is all about service and just giving back and
it's all about partying. What are you talking about? So are there tickets still available? How do people get tickets?
Yes, there are. So if you go to grooveisland.com, there's tickets available. All the hotels on the island are sold out, however, except for we have a handful of hotels behind the scenes for packages, so people that buy packages. Or people can bring their boats over. You can take a helicopter over there.
Come for the day and you come back, right?
Sure. Yeah. So we have day tickets, so you can come in, come out. That isn't what I like. I like people to experience the full weekend because that's kind of what it's all about, and that's how you build relationships, and that's how you will get the most out of the weekend. But if you want to dip your toe in and come out, that's fine too.
Well, please tell everyone where they can get more information about Groove Island.
Absolutely, on grooveisland.com.
Right. And where can they find and follow your personal journey?
I'm Travel Jason.
Travel Jason.
Instagram and Facebook.
So excited.
And
Spot on brand.
So we'll be there Thursday and Friday night. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to having you. Thank you.
Be sure to tune in live on Friday because we will be at Groove Island on Catalina. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.